Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today, something a little different. It's Christmas, and so now, the top 10 Christmas movies of all time, as judged by, well, me.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Today, guys, absolutely nothing to do with reselling. It is Christmas Day when this video is set to hit. It's just a couple days before Christmas right now as I'm putting it together. And I thought, you know what? I just want to put together something fun. And we've talked about it on the channel before. I have mentioned, we've been watching Christmas movies for weeks now. And there's so many of them to choose from. But there's some out there that maybe you haven't heard of, or maybe you didn't realize it's a Christmas movie. And I'm going to fill you in. There's a whole lot to choose from. And like any top 10 list, I'm going to miss some. I'm going to pick some that you don't agree with. And you know what? That's okay, because this is fun. So we're going to do it top 10 style and count down. I've written it down because I'll never remember all of these 10 things. That's a lot to remember. So we're going to go to the list. And number 10 on Mountain Man's top 10 Christmas movies of all time, Irving Berlin's Holiday Inn. See, I can go old school. We got a musical here. This is Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire. The first time, actually, that they were paired together in a movie. So, there's some Hollywood history there. This also, the movie, it was the debut. There is a movie of the same title. Of course, a song of the same title. This is the debut of White Christmas. So that another little historical note in this movie. It's a really cool movie. There's not a whole lot of storyline there, but it's a spectacle. It's fun to watch, and Irving Berlin's score is incredible. So if you haven't seen that one, check that one out. We're going to move now on to number 9. Number 9, it's actually a remake. There's plenty of remakes out there, and this is a really good one. This is Bill Murray in Scrooged. This, of course, takes the classic story into the 1980s. Bill is a TV executive, as I recall, and you almost like the guy. It's not like the old story where you just hate Ebenezer Scrooge from the jump. Bill Murray is almost likable, and that's what's fun about this. He's got just enough snark. It's a lot of fun. So go check this one out, and you know what? I'm not even bothered by the cast sing-along at the end of this one. I liked it. It's a good movie. Number 8, It's a Wonderful Life. Some people saying, you know what, that should be higher. No, it should not. It's a good Christmas movie. It's fine. It takes a little while to get going. George is kind of, I don't know, you just kind of want to smack him and shake him or something. I don't know. It's fine. It's a good movie, good redemptive story, but it's a little slow. Doesn't really kick into gear until Clarence shows up. Once Clarence shows up, we're looking at a good movie. But it's a classic. You got to watch it every year, and it's number 8. Number 7, Elf. This is a newer movie, but you know what? Actually, not that new anymore. Actually put out in 2003. I mean, you got Zoe Deschanel, you got Will Ferrell. At the time, Will Ferrell, not really widely known. He was sort of pulled off of, he was on Saturday Night Live and those things, but he wasn't really a big name at that point, which is crazy to think about. Folks didn't know if he could carry a movie. And sure enough, he did. Jon Favreau actually directed this movie, and now he is like Scrooge McDuck swimming around in the gold coins, because Jon Favreau is attached to everything now. But this one of his earlier pieces, and really, really good. There is actually the movies that made it, or Christmas movies that made us, I think is what it's called. It's on Netflix. Sadly, they just had 2 movies. I don't know why there's just 2 on there, but this was one of them. They talked about how this thing actually got made. Really interesting. And I absolutely love this movie. It's got fantastic music. Bob Newhart in tights is hilarious. Zoe Deschanel can sing really well. It was a really, really fun movie. So Elf makes the list. Number 7. Number 6. This is a fantastic movie. Macaulay Culkin. There was another one, of course, the second one, and that was fine. The third one, terrible. Not even the same kid. But the first one, Home Alone, really, really good. And it's kind of fun to look at. There's different websites, and they've done videos on how many times did those guys actually get killed by Kevin, by what he did to them. He put these guys in the hospital time and time again. It's a fun movie. You got to watch it every year. Number 5, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I wish I could put this higher up on the list. It is one of my absolute favorites. We watch this year round. We actually went and saw it on the big screen this year. That was fun. I'd never seen it before. We rented out a theater for Mountain Mama's birthday, and this was one of the movies we got to choose from. And so, of course, this is the one I picked, and we watched it on the theater screen. It was fun. I really, really like this movie. One of the most quotable movies. Elf is along the same lines. But I just couldn't bump it up ahead of some of these others. But it is definitely a top 5 movie. So you got to watch Christmas Vacation. Number 4, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This, I guess, maybe technically not a movie because it was a television special. But, you got to watch it every year. We talked about it. I actually recently sold Bumble. There's another one back there. I've got another one. Bumble is my favorite. Him and Yukon Cornelius. We're kind of like Yukon Cornelius out there looking for the silver and gold anyway. Makes sense that we would like him. And he's a bit like my buddy the Prospector. I'm fascinated by stop motion animation, claymation stuff. I think it's just incredible, the work that goes into doing that. And, despite the fact that all these guys are tools, Santa is even a schmuck. Nobody cares about Rudolph till they need him. I don't know about the story, but it's a lot of fun. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, number 4. Number 3, and this, I suppose, comes a bit of an asterisk because it's Miracle on 34th Street. And technically, I think we can say that's a Thanksgiving movie because they're talking about the Thanksgiving Day Parade. So it might be a Thanksgiving movie, but you know what? It's a multi-purpose movie. Miracle on 34th Street, Maureen O'Hara, of course, she was a star. And how old? Natalie Wood was, I think, 8 years old when she did this movie. She was outstanding. She's really, really good. This is a movie that you just have to watch. If you haven't seen it, put that on the list. The movie that I have to watch this Christmas season. It's really, really good. Edmund. I think Edmund Gwen was his name. That was the gentleman that played Santa Claus. For an hour and a half, that dude was Santa Claus. It was really, really good. He won an Oscar for that. So go check out Miracle on 34th Street. Number 2, The Muppet Christmas Carol. It's got Michael Caine singing in a room with a whole bunch of puppets. Who doesn't want to see that? Michael Caine and puppets and Bob Newhart in tights. These are fantastic things. This is really good, and we actually do have 2 of the remakes in the top 10, but I love the Muppets movies, and Gonzo actually makes a fantastic Dickens. Some of the lines that they say in there are straight from the book. He actually does Dickens really, really well. It actually works, believe it or not, and it's a fun movie. I love Muppet Christmas Carol. Go check that one out. And now, I do want to point out before we say number 1, Chris, the Cajun reseller, recently told me that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Chris, you are right. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's the best Christmas movie of all time. Number 1, Die Hard. It's absolutely a Christmas movie. It takes place at Christmas. It's a Christmas party. The wife's name is Holly. It's redemptive. This is a Christmas story. Die Hard is fantastic. It is not Christmas till Hans Gruber falls off the side of Nakatomi Plaza. Once that happens, then it is the holiday season. And it's got Carl Winslow in it. I mean, who doesn't want to see Carl Winslow? I love that guy. It's like he got typecast during that time frame as a cop. That was weird. There's a cool story behind Die Hard too, and just in terms of Bruce Willis and the filming. And he was actually doing, I think, The Honeymooners at the same time. So he would do that during the day and Die Hard at night. Again, another guy like Will Ferrell and Elf. They didn't know if he could carry a dramatic movie because moonlighting. Why did I say The Honeymooners? It's moonlighting. Man, stay off the eggnog. He was doing that TV show at the same time as doing this. And so, yep, I absolutely love Die Hard. And so that, Mountain Man's top 10 movies. You can agree, you can disagree. It's okay. It's fun. When I was making my list, I actually wrote down on here So I'm going to read off of here because there are some other Christmas movies, and you know what? Maybe there's some that you haven't heard of. You might want to look them up. And so, you know what? It's Christmas Day. I'm giving, so I'm going to list you off a couple others here. Actually, more than a couple. I wrote down a lot. There's, of course, the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. There's 3 of those. Don't bother with the third one with Martin Short. The first 2, very, very good. Jingle All the Way, a very underappreciated. That's got the Terminator and Darth Vader, baby Darth Vader, but still in the same movie. I love Jingle All the Way. Actually, I think it's really, really good. And eBay Bolo, if you can find that guy, that character from the movie Turbo Man, that's actually a bit of a bolo. It sells for really good money. So there you go. We did tie something reselling in. Joyeux Noel, the French film. This is about it's wartime where the 2 sides make the truce over Christmas. It's really, really good. If you want a wartime Christmas movie, this is a really good one based on a true story. 3 Godfathers, if you're looking for Christmas Western. 3 Godfathers. It sort of makes the tie to the 3 wise men taking care of the baby. It's really good. Christmas with the Cranks is a lot of fun. The Grinch, there's like 18 Grinch movies. I don't know if I love the Jim Carrey version, but the original animated, really, really good. Ernest, of course, saved Christmas, so you got to watch that. Trading Places is a good one. You don't want to forget Charlie Brown, of course, and Frosty. Gremlins, Christmas movie. Polar Express is on the list for some folks. It's fine. It's interesting. I don't love it, but it's interesting. I like it. Holiday Affair, that's another old movie if you want to look at some old classics. Rare Exports is, I think that's I'm trying to remember if that was an international movie. I think it was. I think it might be Finnish, maybe. But I think it's subtitled. It's a horror movie. So Christmas horror movie. There you go. We got that. The Ref. That's a good one. Batman Returns, yes, Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon, yes, Christmas movie. Edward Scissorhands, yes, Christmas movie. You want some out-of-the-box Christmas movies, there you go. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, that a dark comedy and also a Christmas movie, and really, really good. I like that. And then Nightmare Before Christmas, is that, then we run into that question, is that a Christmas movie? Is that a Halloween movie? It's just a fantastic movie. And of course, eBay Bolo, Nightmare Before Christmas stuff sells very, very well. So if you find any of that, often it will flip. And a lot of times you can find that after Christmas or Halloween, depending on what your store puts it up as, or both. They'll put it on discount. You can pick that up and a lot of times flip it for some pretty decent money on retail arbitrage. So take a look at, is it CVS or Walgreens or one of the pharmacies usually has some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. So you might want to check that out if you're out looking at post-Christmas deals. So that's what I got. I mean, just something fun. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Christmas. We're probably not going to have videos here for the next couple days. Take a few days off, but we will see you here before long. God bless you. Thank you for all that you do to support me and my family and this channel. It's grown so far beyond what I ever expected that it would, let alone doing it in a year. 2020 has been miserable for a lot of reasons, but here on YouTube, this YouTube family, you guys are fantastic, and I hope that I have helped you learn a few things about eBay, about YouTube, obviously about Christmas movies. That's why I'm doing it. I want to put out some information. The stuff that I've learned, I want to share with you. Because I learned so much off of YouTube when I first got started doing this. I want to try and give back. So thanks for doing that. Thank you this year for contributing to the various fundraisers that we've done. It's really fantastic. I actually spoke with somebody today in the community that helps to run. She's the CEO of an organization here, a nonprofit. It's something that I'm going to help. We're going to do something to help them out next year sometime. I don't want this channel to be all, this isn't the Jerry Lewis telethon channel, but hey, I want to try and do some nice things for some folks doing nice things. So I do have some plans this year. I have 2 organizations that I want to help out at some point throughout the year, and you guys have been fantastic in helping us out so far. So I know that you will help us do that. I'm going to say goodbye for now, guys. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas.